We saw a big turnout here for the so-called No Kings protest this past weekend. Organizers say there were about 80,000 people taking part in downtown San Diego alone.
It was wild to see the pictures, the drone footage, all of that from CBS 8. Nationwide, there are estimates that as many as 4 million people took to the streets protesting against the Trump administration. CBS 8's Kelly Hezedal joins us live from Waterfront Park. Kelly, you spoke to a political expert. Did these protests actually lead to change in government?
Well, they actually can. Now, it's important to point out UC San Diego professor Thad Kauser says that history has shown us that protests can make a difference. Will it lead to change overnight? Not necessarily.
Government doesn't turn on a dime. When Rosa Parks refused to sit in the back of the bus, that didn't immediately lead to a change in Jim Crow laws in the South. But it set forth a series of legal changes, of policy responses that have eventually made progress.
And besides the civil rights movement, he points to the anti-war movement, the Tea Party movement, the Occupy movement, and the George Floyd protests from 5 years ago. All have shaped American history, but it takes time for change to happen. Professor Kauser points out we've seen in the past few days a response from President Trump. First, he talked about relaxing or changing course when it comes to immigration raids at hotels and restaurants, farms. But then last night, he wrote on social media about stepping up raids in Democratic-run cities like Los Angeles and Chicago. But the bottom line is he's paying attention regardless of what he's saying publicly.
We're in an era where Americans have protested far more over the last decade than they have really in any era that we've seen for the last near century before that. And politicians are almost sort of genetically adapted to listening to the voice of the people and to changing course when they know that Donald Trump knows he's going to have a verdict cast on his presidency in the fall of 2026. That's not so far away.
And some recent polls show that the president's approval ratings are anywhere from 41 to 53%, just depending upon which poll you're looking at. Back to you guys.
So back to the protests. It'll be interesting to see if any other big rallies happen again soon. Do you know if anything more is planned?
Yeah, I just reached out to organizers and they just got back to me and said they've got rallies and events planned for the next several weeks across San Diego, anywhere from Rancho Bernardo to El Cajon to San Marcos. But I can also tell you there's some big legal battles that could prompt a strong reaction from the public. They've got birthright citizenship. That's expected to come down from the U.S. Supreme Court in the coming days. And also tomorrow, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals is going to be hearing arguments on Trump's use of sending troops into Los Angeles during those protests. We could see a decision come down from the Court of Appeals sometime this week.
And Kelly, I got video for the station at the Rancho Bernardo turnout on Saturday, and I just can tell you that the energy was there for more and more protests. This doesn't feel like these people were there for just a one-time thing, and especially with all the situations you mentioned coming to fore. Kelly Hezedal reporting live for us. Thanks, Kelly.